Most of us live in homes and apartments that lack any personality whatsoever because they were built quickly and cheaply. Fortunately though, there are a ton of things that you can do yourself to add character to a cookie cutter home. So in this video, I'm going to share some quick, easy, and affordable things that you can do to add some character into your home so that it feels a little bit less this and a little bit more this. Let's go. Ceiling treatments. To give your home a way more personalized appearance, you could look to enhancing your ceiling. Now you may be thinking, but who looks at the ceiling anyways? Well, you'd be surprised at just how much of a difference a jazzed up ceiling can make to the overall feel of a room. There are tons of ways to customize a boring, white, builder-grade ceiling. The simplest way is to just paint the ceiling in a different color from the walls to create a visual contrast. If you paint your ceiling dark, it usually has the effect of lowering your ceiling. And if you paint it lighter, your ceiling can appear to be taller. So for example, in my office, I always felt that the ceiling was actually too high. And most people will be like, oh, well, why would you want to lower a high ceiling? That's a feature. Well, personally, I felt that the combination of these towering 11-foot ceilings in a compact 10 by 10 room made the space feel like overly tall and cavernous and weird. So I painted the ceiling several shades darker than the walls, and it instantly made the room feel more cozy and way less cavernous. You could also paint your ceiling the same color as your walls, so that you're carrying the color all the way up onto the ceiling and creating a cohesive look. We actually did this in our bedroom, but I think I might still add something additional in the tray here. I'm just not quite sure what yet. If you have any ideas, please let me know. Another option is to add crown molding or some kind of decorative trim. You could also install faux beams to add architectural interest, warmth, and character to your space. Or you could buy some shiplap and shiplap your ceiling to add texture. Another awesome ceiling element that is cheap to buy and easy to install is a ceiling medallion. A ceiling medallion is basically a round ornate plate that sits right where your light fixture meets the ceiling. I put one in my office and I love it. They're super easy to install and they can make a big difference in how upscale and polished your space looks. Add molding to flat doors. If you're a regular around here, then you know that I talk about the benefits of adding molding all the time in my videos. It really is the secret ingredient to not only giving a room a ton more character, but also making it look more expensive and polished. But beyond adding molding to your walls, you should also consider adding it to your boring flat doors. For example, here you can see how Valeria from Rebecca and Genevieve did this on her doors. I'll leave a link to her tutorial down below. The end result is so beautiful and it will make your home feel so much more luxurious and custom. Your doors will look 10 times more expensive with this tiny addition without actually having to spend hundreds on new fancy doors. Build up your existing crown molding and baseboards. Having molding is great, but even molding sometimes can look a little bland and underwhelming, so that's why I love this trick. If you want to make your existing molding look a lot more grand, then you can build up what's already there. If you want to build up your existing crown, you can just add a piece of trim on the wall directly below and then paint everything the same color to fake a larger crown. You can use the exact same technique to build up your existing baseboards as well. Another method of building up your baseboards is to stack a piece of molding on top of your existing baseboard, or use multiple pieces to create a layered look. This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time in my office, where the builders installed a standard flat stock 4.5-inch MDF baseboard, which I feel is a little puny for a room with 11-foot ceilings. I'll get to it eventually. Create an accent wall. Many cheaply built homes often come with large, empty stretches of walls because adding features like built-ins is expensive. And those large stretches of empty walls can definitely be a bit of a snooze fest. And that's where an accent wall comes in. An accent wall introduces a burst of visual interest and can give your space a focal point. I'm not talking about doing the accent wall that was big in the early 2000s, where they just painted a single wall a solid bold color with absolutely no relation to anything else around it. That looks kind of disjointed and unintentional, so I would maybe not do it that way. What you can do instead is do a wall of beadboard, or board and batten, or a wall of drapery, or a brick wall. Think about how you can add texture, pattern, and interest. You could also do a wall of cabinetry or shelving or a gallery wall. Will these ideas also look dated in 20 years? Probably, but I would worry about that later. With lower commitment things like accent walls, I feel like we can't worry too much about what's going to be in or out in 20 years' time. What we're concerned about doing right now is creating a sense of warmth, depth, and personality that always seems to be missing from those builder-grade basic homes. Bring in wood. Part of the reason why I think some homes often feel a bit sterile is because they lack any wood elements. So adding wood is a fantastic way to counterbalance the coldness of boring builder-grade homes. Wood helps to add a feeling of history and character to cookie-cutter spaces that can often feel lacking in soul. Wood furniture will, of course, get you the most impact, but even small touches of wood can make a big difference in the overall feel and warmth of your home. One way I introduced wood into my home office was through this beautiful solid wood door with glass panes that I found for $25 at my local Habitat for Humanity's restore. I love the wood, but I also love having the glass because even when the door is shut, I feel like I have privacy, but I still get the natural light from the hallway. I also feel a lot less shut in because I can see out to the rest of the house, so it actually makes my office feel more open and spacious. Although I'm still debating what to do with the doorknob. Which brings me to my next point. Beautiful doorknobs can be a surprisingly powerful force in adding character to a cookie-cutter home. Think of them as the jewelry of your doors. Boring, generic builder-grade knobs feel mass-produced and they blend into the background. Upgrading them instantly signals that you've put in thought and care. Doorknobs are highly functional objects that we interact with daily, so making them distinctive and pleasing elevates the entire experience of your home. Replace all the boob lights. Boob lights are the definition of builder grade. Builders love them because they're cheap. And while they are very functional and serve their purpose of providing light, they have about as much style and personality as a paperclip. Luckily though, replacing them is an easy fix that will make a huge impact on your home's overall aesthetic. If you're considering making any changes to your home, replacing boob lights, or really any generic builder-grade light fixtures devoid of personality, should be a top priority. Upgrading your light fixtures can dramatically alter the aesthetics of your living space and can significantly enhance its character and overall appeal. Swap out ugly wall vents. Another project that is super easy, low effort, but really high impact is to swap out your ugly white plastic wall vents for something cuter and a little bit more decorative. I don't know why, but so many builder-grade homes always place these ugly vents in really visible spots, because we all really want these plastic vents to be the first things we see when we walk into our space. Yeah, thanks. We have a few of these bad boys in our home, and I'm slowly swapping them out. I've only done the one in the bedroom so far. All I did was buy a sheet of decorative metal, cut it to size, framed it with some molding, and just stuck it on the wall. My vent didn't have anything complicated going on. There were no filters or anything like that, so it was fine to do it that way. If you're scared of messing up your ventilation or you're worried about an HVAC apocalypse happening if you change out your vent covers, then maybe don't do it. Moral of the story is though, if you can swap out your builder-grade vents for something nicer, it's totally worth it. Remove all cool temperature light bulbs. When we first moved in, every single light bulb in the entire house was 5,000 Kelvin. Looking back now, it's no wonder I had buyer's remorse. It was horrible. Even all the pot lights, which have a literal switch on them where you can choose what temperature to put the lights to when you install them, were on the coolest temperature. Like, why? Well, it's simply because a lot of builders just aren't really thinking about these things. They're just trying to get the job done as quickly as possible. 5,000 Kelvin bulbs are horrible in interiors. They make everything feel like a hospital. Warmer light bulbs will completely transform your home. So if your home feels uncozy but you're not sure why, start by looking at what temperature light bulbs you're using. Layer your window treatments. A lot of basic builder-grade homes have blinds. Blinds can be functional, but they can also feel very rigid and a little soulless in my opinion. I actually prefer to use curtains whenever I can, but if your home has blinds and you want to keep them or you need to keep them, then I highly recommend layering curtains on top of them. Curtains pretty much instantly take any room up a notch, and they really add softness and character to your space. just make sure you hang your curtains properly. Check out my video to learn how to hang curtains properly and avoid making the 5 most common mistakes that pretty much everyone makes when they hang curtains. Add wallpaper. Wallpaper instantly adds pattern, color, and texture, so it's a fantastic way to break up the monotony of boring walls and create a room that feels more you and more unique. I love the idea of experimenting with wallpaper in smaller spaces like a powder room or even just in a closet for a little unexpected pop of pattern. Like, come on, how cute are these closets? The wide range of wallpaper styles that exist these days means that you can easily find options that express your taste, whether you prefer something bold and graphic or a soft, calming design. There are so many options available actually that it can even be overwhelming. And if you don't suffer from analysis paralysis like I do, wallpaper can be a great jumping off point for the color scheme and other decor in your room. If you want a dramatic change in your space that only needs a few hours of work, then wallpaper is definitely something you'll want to consider. We talked about a lot of ideas today, but remember that there's no need to tackle everything all at once, of course. So just focus on one project at a time. And if you don't know where to start, then I would prioritize the thing that bothers you the most. Gradually, your home will transform to reflect your unique style, even if you don't really know what it is right now. And with these small changes, it will move away from that generic builder grade feel. Just have fun with it and don't be afraid to try new things. Before I go, I want to talk about today's sponsor, Proven. Proven makes a skincare line that's tailored to your exact individual skin needs. You just go and take their online quiz and they create a personalized skincare system based on your specific answers. I'm going to be completely honest with you. At this stage in my life, I'm very fortunate to not have a lot of issues with my skin. I mean, I get the odd breakout now and then, and of course I worry a little bit about loss of volume and wrinkles, but overall I try not to obsess over it too much. So what I really wanted was a straightforward system that didn't require 20 products and 20 steps and a bunch of my time. Well, I've been using Proven's products for a few weeks now, and I am actually really happy with how my skin looks and feels. It's hydrated, it's bright and luminous, and it's really soft. And I feel like I get my skincare routine done quickly, which is important to me. So if you're like me and you're looking for an easy and effective skincare routine, head over to Proven's website and take their 3-minute quiz. Use the code Vivien99 at checkout for a special 50% discount off the retail price. Trust me, your skin will thank you later. That's it for me today, but I do have a ton more tips on how to make a boring builder grade feeling home look more custom and personalized. So if you enjoyed this video, smash the like button, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.